Here's an American Family News update for your Friday. I'm Bronson Woodruff. A federal judge appointed by President Biden has ordered Virginia to restore more than 1,600 voter registrations. These people were found to be non-citizens who were not allowed to vote in this country, but she said they were illegally purged in the last 2 months. They were taken off in an effort to stop non-citizens from voting. U.S. District Judge Patricia Giles granted an injunction request brought against Virginia election officials by the Biden Justice Department. They claimed the voter registrations were wrongly canceled during the 90-day quiet period ahead of the November election that restricts states from making large-scale changes to their voter rolls. Thomas Sanford, an attorney with the Virginia Attorney General's office, told the judge at the conclusion of today's hearing that the state intends to appeal her ruling. Giles said today that the state is not completely prohibited from removing non-citizens from the voting rolls during the 90-day quiet period, but that it must do so on an individualized basis rather than the automated, systematic program employed by the state. The Ohio law restricting abortion was struck down on Thursday by a county judge who said last year's voter-approved amendment supporting abortion rights renders the heartbeat law unconstitutional. Enforcement of the 2019 law banning most abortions once cardiac activity is detected, which is as early as 6 weeks in a pregnancy, had been paused pending the challenge before the Hamilton County Common Pleas Judge Christian Jenkins. Jenkins said that when the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade and returned power over the abortion issue to the states, quote, Ohio's Attorney General evidently didn't get the memo, end quote. The office said it was reviewing the order and would decide within 30 days whether to appeal. VP Kamala Harris is scheduled to team up with Beyoncé today for a rally in solidly Republican Texas aimed at promoting abortion and to attack the state's effort to reduce the number of abortions. With the presidential election in a dead heat, the Democratic nominee is banking on abortion as a major driver for voters, particularly since Donald Trump appointed 3 of the Supreme Court justices who voted to overturn Roe v. Wade. The Texas law prohibits physicians from performing abortions once cardiac activity is detected, which can happen as early as 6 weeks or before. The state also has become a battleground for litigation. The U.S. Supreme Court weighed in on the side of the state's ban just 2 weeks ago. 4 astronauts returned to Earth today after a nearly 8-month space station stay extended by Boeing's capsule trouble and Hurricane Milton. A SpaceX capsule carrying the crew parachuted before dawn into the Gulf of Mexico, just off the Florida coast, after undocking from the International Space Station midweek. The 3 Americans and 1 Russian should have been back 2 months ago. We're told that their homecoming, however, was stalled by problems with Boeing's new Starliner astronaut capsule, which came back empty in September because of safety concerns. Then Hurricane Milton interfered, followed by another 2 weeks of high wind and rough seas. That'll do it for this AFN News Update. Much more news from a Christian perspective is available on afn.net. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Bronson Woodruff.